Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the RGT podcast, episode 8. Man, we got ourselves a good panel for tonight. It's going to be a good show. Excuse me for the slow start, but it's all good. We had a very, very special guest here for tonight, so it's definitely going to be great. Definitely looking forward to getting into these topics. Let's go ahead and introduce the panel, and we shall start the show. Go ahead, Carlos.
Yo, hey, what it is, man. Once again, Friday night, and we're about to get this started, man. It's your boy Type R87, aka Carlos Fernandez, gamer by choice, not by trend. And we in here, RGT podcast. Let's go.
Go ahead, Harbinger. Go ahead, brother.
Oh, what's happening, guys? Craig Harris, Craig's Corner. Check it out. Rat-a-tat-tat that ass. Ready to talk some games.
Double. Double. Okay, J-Wax.
What's going on, buddy? This is J-Wax 412. Shout out to Ryan, everybody on the panel. Thank y'all for coming out. I'm happy to be here on the RGT podcast. A little disappointed this week, but we're going to talk about that. Just happy to be here. That's all I got to say.
Obviously. My special guest for this evening, he is an editor for geek.com. He is the host of the Throwdown Show, and he is the Dominican Dominator in person. Ladies and gentlemen, Tony Polanco. Go ahead, brother.
Yo, by the way, man, y'all got some slick intros, man. I like that shit. That shit is cool. Y'all coming in with that heat and shit. Just a quick correction. I'm a writer for geek.com, editor maybe one day. You know what I'm saying?
My bad.
But yeah, man, you already know, man. Thanks for having me on. I'm looking forward to tonight, man, talking some games on this Friday, baby.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Definitely go check out the Throwdown show as well. Really,
Throwdown show. Okay.
Yeah, really good show. So, okay, I guess we'll warm the show up. We'll warm everything up with our opinions on Inside Xbox. First.
I don't want to take you guys to take it first, man. Go ahead.
So I'll go first.
Yeah, you go ahead.
Carlos, you want
hurts my heart. Go ahead, Carlos.
All right. Let's put this in a nutshell, man. That Inside Xbox episode was thrash. Like basura. It was disappointing. I thought these guys were actually going to try to do something just to entice the fan base, but as per se, with the trend with Microsoft now, drier than a Sahara, more boring than a sleeper. So, what can you say, man? What can you say? This Inside Xbox debacle is like they're just not doing enough, man, to provide us, the hardcore fan base, any insight to any ideas, any information on anything that's going behind the closed doors. That's just the way I feel about it.
That was very nice of you, Carlos.
Okay.
That was a very nice analysis of it.
Craig?
I didn't think it was horrible. People got it. Well, but I understand what they're trying to do. I know what I understand what they're doing. They are doing a burn. I got no problem with them doing a burn. So, but I didn't think it was horrible. I mean, what's his name? Major Nelson's suit. That's trash. He's just, I don't understand what he's doing out there. But I mean, he looked like friggin' Bob Barker. Ran into Macho Man Savage. But
he looked like Jim Carrey and Dumb and Dumber.
But as far as the content, as far as the overall content, I thought it was okay. But I understand what they're doing. They're trying to do. So I thought it was okay. It would have been nice if they added something to the lacking cracking, but they didn't.
Okay. Jay, are you?
Listen. I respect everybody on this panel so much. I love everybody on the panel here. This event, we got to take with this, man. This event was horrible. And I'm gonna give you a few examples, right? So the first thing we see off the bat, we have that corny ass guy comes back, right? And we see Larry Herb, Major Nelson. I don't know why he's called a Major, but he's wearing a blue suit this week. Last week he's wearing white gloves, looking like he worked for QVS or QVC, whatever that's called, right? So that was the first thing. The presentation already at that point, I'm like, 2 minutes in, I'm already pissed off. So let's get to the actual content. The first thing they do is show these gifts, right? You got the one guy that showed the gifts. They show these 3 gifts, and not one of those games was a first-party Microsoft exclusive. Okay, fine. But then the whole thing was either third-party games or backwards compact games. That was it. And the biggest thing, I wasn't gonna make a video because be honest with you, I didn't think it was the worst thing. I'm like, it was so bullshit. But what pissed me off is when Major Nelson did that Major's Minute. If you guys know what I'm talking about, he had a 1 minute timer on it, and he said what he wanted. And at the end of this thing, he started to say, "Oh, official E3 news," and it's for all the time, no E3 news. That shit is a slap in the face to every fucking person watching that. Because he did it on purpose, man. He knew people wanted to see something like that, but he had to make it a key note to fucking say that to everybody.
Hey Ryan, I'm sorry, man. My PC froze.
That's all right.
So I
don't know if you guys agree with that or not, but that was what seemed to be like a personal shot against people watching the show inside Xbox. Yeah, pretty much. Besides that, man, they showed the Walking Dead part. That was cool, but again, that's not a game. That's not their game. The interview with Sam Fisher, that was kind of cool, but they went on for 15 fucking minutes. I thought it was a little too long. I think we got the point after a couple minutes in. The Splinter Cell DLC was okay looking, but other than that, man, when they showed like especially Gears of War 2 Enhanced or Xbox One Enhanced, tell me that Enhanced when they went from the Xbox One to the Xbox One X, tell me it did not look exactly the same, or the 360 version to the new version. I mean, it looks exactly the same.
Yeah, it did.
It's just the texture just a little bit more improved.
So all we knew was coming here. Like I said, I wasn't expecting nothing new from this Inside Xbox. It's pretty apparent they weren't going to announce anything. But the fact that they brought back all these backward compact games and they made that a keynote, the whole presentation again was presented in a way that was, like I said, it's this like kiddie coffee shop. It's not geared towards adults. You had the one guy making corny ass jokes the whole time. If you guys know what I'm talking about, when he's talking about Rise Like a Phoenix, and he said, "Are you?" Something I forget exactly what he said. But anyway, the whole event was lackluster, man. Disappointed everybody. It did nothing for the hardcore fans. And that shot that he took in the middle there is what pissed me off more than anything. That's what made me make the video on it.
Okay.
But they have it out for us fanboys. That's their logic right now.
Yeah.
Well, we get to the other things when Ryan starts talking about it. But as far as the Inside Xbox event goes, for an Xbox fan, for somebody who's watching that event, it was bad. But I couldn't believe I saw people tweeting, during the show. It's like, backwards compact games. This is for the players. Fucking Jesus. But that's all I'm gonna say on that.
All right, Mr. Polanco, your thoughts on Inside Xbox?
Yeah, you're gonna find this funny. I didn't even know about this shit until last night during we were recording Throwdown. The fans were like, because we do our show live, and like, yo, what do you guys think about Inside Xbox? Like, what the fuck is that? And so they told me about it. And then I'm hearing what you guys said, and it sounds like a bunch of horse shit, I guess. But I don't know. I really don't have any thoughts. I didn't see it, so I don't know.
It was a waste of time, man. It should not be an hour and a half. People wanted to knock the Nintendo Direct events, whatever those are called, but those are short, sweet, to the point. They show nothing for the most part but games.
True, that is true.
Nintendo Directs are things I skipped too, to be honest. But I didn't even know this existed until last night.
It's fairly new. It's only the second episode. They brought it back.
Okay, because when I heard about it, I thought because you know how Major Nelson does those like little 5-minute videos. I thought it was something like that, just longer and shit. I don't know.
Longer. Yeah, it's kind of like that. Yeah, just way longer.
Yeah, what is it, like a monthly thing now, or what are you doing?
Monthly thing. Yeah, it's an hour and a half.
Yeah, it's going to be a monthly thing.
It's I guess.
Boy, Tony Polanco, yo,
what happened?
You know, on Una Hora Santa, right?
Yeah. Well, I know what that means.
Yeah. That's exactly how that Inside Xbox is. A very quiet ass sermon and just a bunch of shit. That's it.
Wow, that's crazy, bro.
An hour and a half of corniness, man.
Hour and a half?
The best way for me to explain how this show started off, what if I told you they had a dedicated section where they were basically acting like IGN? They were saying, oh, yeah, these are the top plays of the week. And they were showing off Rocket League plays and shit. And I'm like, what is this? Okay. What are you doing?
Yeah, they were showing everything but Xbox games.
Wow. Yeah,
they hyped up an update for Sea of Thieves saying content is coming, but it's like nobody cares at this point.
Everybody stopped playing that game. Let's just be real here. It sounds like they should just cut it down to like half an hour and save everybody else like the time, I don't know. It's interesting.
But like I said, they had a 15-minute interview with Sam Fisher, which is the voice of
Michael. Hold on, was it Sam Fisher or Michael Ironside?
Michael Ironside.
Yeah, the voice of Sam
Okay,
Fisher.
yeah, because I'm talking about, yo, did they interview the character for 15 minutes? Because that could be
They
interesting.
interview the guy, but it went for 15 minutes, man. I don't think anybody, no offense to that guy, but I don't think they want to hear it for 15 minutes.
Yo,
long.
that's like when EA was interviewing Pele. I'm like, yo, ain't nobody trying to watch this shit, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
But what do you guys think about that though? About the little jab Larry Herb took about E3?
What do you say? I done forgot. What did he say?
He said he was doing his minute. He wound down there. The timer was going off. Then he said, "Okay, next up we got E3 news." And he went, and the buzzer rang. Went, and he went, "Oh, sorry, no E3 news."
Oh well, again, they're
That's
saving
a low
it.
blow of mine.
Yeah, they're saving it for E3, man. I mean, I just don't.
Are they?
I just don't know what the Xbox community was wanting when they only got like 5 studios. I mean, that's what I've never understood. They were not going to change direction. They already had an apparatus in place. All they're doing is giving us what they came out and said in 2013 at the E3. We have it there. They got it differently. You know, we got Game Pass. I think they announced either earlier today or late yesterday that something was going to happen with the Nintendo Switch about achievements. So they're doing exactly what they said they were going to do.
Yeah.
So people got to get over it.
It's not even about that. I don't care. Go ahead.
I got Sega just announced. Tune in around 2:30 a.m. at Twitch TV/Sega to witness something special. Sega Hype.
I think I know what it is. I think it's going to be Shenmue 1 and 2 remake.
2:30 in the morning.
Is it based on evidence or wishful thinking?
Well, I mean, I seen a tweet that somebody said if it's Shenmue and Shenmue 1 and 2, it's gonna be huge, and Sega's responded, it's huge. So take that as you will.
Yeah, because people have been wanting that for a while. The remasters of the first 2 games, especially when you got 3 coming, so that would make sense. You know, we'll see.
Yeah, man, that would be.
I will say this though. During this Inside Xbox, show whatnot, if I remember correctly, did they announce that the original Red Dead Redemption's getting a 4K update?
I don't
think they did. They actually did an analysis on Digital Foundry. It's running on 4K assets. As far as like the whole integration of the system itself, it's playing on the base aperture from the 360. So it's not really like that much of a big difference. You're gonna notice it if you have a 4K display. Obviously, it's gonna be noticeable. Right. The draw distances are gonna be a little bit more clearer. They slightly fixed the anti-aliasing just to smooth out the rough edges around some of the scenery, but it's still the same Red Dead Redemption.
And people are hyped. People are hyped to play Red Dead Redemption 2 in 2018.
Oh yeah, Tony, you were reaching, man. They even went with Star Wars Battlefront, the original.
Conquer, nothing against these games, but fuck. Like,
I wish
they went with the original.
People didn't buy it.
Gen with better graphics, it would have been a good hit for them as well. Because the original Conquers, it was a hilarious but fun, intuitive game.
Right,
Out of gems,
make a new Conquer.
That's what I wanted.
Make a current gen Conquer.
Yeah, man, something to hype up the fan base. But I mean, if you want to play the old games, bro, I still got my old systems in my house, and if I'm back to my old shit, I go back to it with no problems and no hesitation. I could care less about the resolution, and I could care less how good it feels, man.
And some people do, like you said, and I'm not even knocking. Backwards compat is fine. You can have that. That's actually a value to your system. But you have to bring the old shit with you, or the new shit with you too. You can't just have this old shit. Like we're paying $5 for the system. Like even the Xbox One S, if you have that, you get this system, and all you're getting is games from the Xbox OG in 360 days. That's not why I bought this new generation console. That's not why I bought the Xbox One X.
Yeah, that's
what I mean. And people, I know, like Craig, me and Craig go back and forth on this a little bit. He's like, they said what they were doing, but they were not entirely upfront in the marketing of this system.
No, they wasn't.
They weren't.
Well, remember what the big question was when they unveiled through Digital Foundry.
I'm sorry, Craig. Is my voice deep?
Yeah.
He's turned beer white on us.
Is that better?
He's got his Friday night voice on.
Is that better?
Oh, it's a little better.
A little better.
Yeah,
Dude, it does not sound like this ever when I'm recording.
Okay, now you're good. Now you're good.
Okay.
You're
All
good,
right. Oh, sorry, Craig. Go ahead.
No, you're good. No, I just, I don't look. What's more feasible to Microsoft? All right, the first things first, Digital Foundry, what did they say when they unveiled the Scorpio specs? What was their burning question at the end? They simply said, would they be able to go back and get other games to do what they were able to do with Forza Horizon? It was 1080p, and then they got it to 4K native. True. Now, they have shown they can do that. What's cheaper? This type of tool for people to use, third-party people, not Microsoft. Microsoft is providing the serviceable console to do this on. This was cheaper for Microsoft, or trying to get a new studio that may take anywhere from, on the great side, may take 3 years to push a game. And it may not sell.
But yeah,
so
that's part of our problem. It shouldn't be this big gap to begin with. Content.
Well, when they've done that from in the iteration of this gen in 2013, they could have went with that. They had plenty enough time after the 360 era to even buy a couple of companies, to start working on something for the Xbox One. They had the money. It's just they got overzealous with the marketing deal with the Connect, bundling it up with the console, and then trying to push the whole multimedia phase onto everybody. And it was actually going to be a big hit. And guess what? That went downhill so fast, man. Oh.
Yeah, but people got to remember, in 2013, Microsoft launched more IP than anybody did. So but people didn't go out and buy it for whatever reason. Everybody's got their choice, and that's fine. But so for the same group of people to say, well, we didn't buy Sunset Overdrive, we didn't buy Forza 5, we didn't buy Titanfall, we barely supported Kojima's game. It was 1080p on the Xbox One. For those same lunatics to now say, oh, well, wow, where are our games? Bitch, where were you when they needed you to buy this stuff? Rise. Rise found wrong. Where were you?
I'll say Rise was trash, but I hear you on those other games though.
Well, they want to join the chat, bro.
Yeah, shout out to the chat, by the way. But I just don't understand why there's this group of, and again, it's not everybody. There's a subset of people who are upset. They think I went out and spent $500. Well, wow. Whose fault is that? Microsoft came to your house, drug you to the store, and said, you're going to buy this console.
I did. Stop now.
No, look, you become woken on the show now. Don't do that now.
To a certain extent, Craig, you are right.
Like Craig, you're ready to become woken live on the damn.
Of course, I'm right.
To a certain extent, you're right. But I think people, when X was announced, right now they did. There's a lot of misleading with this market campaign as far as them talking about VR and completely uncompromised and shit like that. So I'll let that go though. But I think people saw this as like hope, right? The X is going to come out, and shortly after that, we'll get some game announcements. We'll get some software to take advantage of this X. So I think it provided hope. Now we're 6 months into this thing's life cycle, and as we see, there's no hope. it's all gone. And so now, 6 months later, you goddamn right, I got the worst case ever in my life of buyer's remorse.
Oh damn!
Again, guess what? If you bought an Xbox One S, you would have had the access to the exact same things.
That's a problem. I have an OG Xbox, an Xbox One S, Xbox One X. I spent all this money on hardware this generation and got nothing in return.
Yeah, I know.
Pretty much.
All these people investing all this money into Microsoft ecosystem, whether it be hardware, a plethora of controllers, and all this other bullshit, but they're not putting the money back into their own brand and giving us the software that we need.
They're building an apparatus to
interject for a second there. Hey Tony, what do you think about that? Do you think everything's justified as being said here?
Yeah, I mean, I pretty much agree with you. The reason I'm kind of stepping back is because we've had this conversation on my podcast so many times. Like, I really got nothing else to say about the state of Xbox and the fanboys and all that other bullshit.
It's terrible.
It's fucking stupid. Is what it is, bro. But,
terrible, Greg.
Yeah, I don't know, it's fucking.
I'm trying not to yell.
Yeah, because the thing is like these guys are, you know, they're buying all these systems and shit. Let's step back, right? Spend $500 on the Xbox, then you spend, what was it, $250, $350 for the S, and then you buy the X, and then you're complaining about, oh, these games are on PlayStation, I can't play them. It's like, you could have bought a PlayStation.
Yeah,
PlayStation and played every game. That's the thing. It's like, okay, if you could afford it, I don't understand how you don't want to own every major system out there. Why would you purposely deprive yourself of games? If you're a real gamer, if you're really about it, you're gonna buy it. That's not to say you can't have a primary console. Of course you can, but if you're really about that gamer life, you're gonna buy every system if you could afford it. So I don't understand these guys spending like over $1,000 complaining, oh, I can't play this game because it's not on my system. Get the fuck out of here.
Right. I agree with you. I think
that's the reasons why I own multiple consoles, for that specific reason. Because I know that each console to each of its public, and this is why I keep on, you know, re-saying the same shit to everybody. If you don't like a console, fine, but don't go ahead and try to, you know, shut other people down from going and trying to explore on something that they want to try. Don't do dumb shit like that, because then you're gonna look really stupid, like how it is right now with the state of you know, Microsoft's gaming division. They're you know, all these fanboys are looking hella stupid.
Right, I agree with everything you guys are saying, and I think I've been in this panel here, and probably a lot of people in the chat are multi-console owners. They said I have 3 Xboxes, I have Switch, I got PSVR, PlayStation 4, all that shit. Right, I got Super Nintendo, PS1, all that stuff, right? But I'm looking at this more as a general consensus, like about, you know, the overall picture, because like most people aren't like us. They're not going to have multiple consoles. The thing about just maybe like maybe not a good example, but how about like let's say a 15, 16-year-old, right? Loves gaming, but you know, he can't afford to go buy a PS4. He can't, you know, just go buy a PS4 or Switch, whatever. So he's stuck with whatever's put on that console. So he sees all this shit come up for PS4. Even the Nintendo Switch, and you look at the Xbox side of things, you're like, damn, they ain't putting nothing on this system. Like I said, it might be a bad example, but there's a lot of people who are just invested in Xbox. They like Xbox so much, and they don't want to. I mean, you can call it fanboyism, I guess, but they might not want a PS4. Here's
my thing, real quick.
I don't want to see fanboys.
If you're invested in just one system, that's perfectly fine, but don't go around shitting on other systems.
Thank you.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, I'm not saying you do. I'm saying, but like they see what's across the fence, they're like, "Fuck!" Look.
Right. Absolutely.
Like you're like, what do you guys? There's nothing over here. I've said multiple times, Xbox does not. This generation, for most part.
You turned to Barry White on us again. What kind of mic you got, bro? It's like your mic has a mind of its own.
That just remind me of Home Alone, man, when he had that little tape recorder.
It's a Blue Yeti, man. It messed up my whole flow. You guys still hear me now?
Yeah, we can hear.
Is it deep again?
You're fine.
Yeah, you're good.
God damn, I forgot what I was saying now. I forget the point I was making.
I was saying, I don't know. Whatever you're doing to that mic, stop.
It just does by itself.
Oh, Lord, yeah. You need to upgrade your equipment.
It's a Blue Yeti's brand new.
I don't mess with Blue Yetis.
Probably need to download or something.
I bet you Microsoft makes this bullshit. I forget what the point I was making. Real quick, but would you guys agree though? Xbox has this generation really, for most part, they don't have a system seller. They don't have that one game that can move their console.
Yeah, no, they don't.
At this point, they don't.
Not one. Their biggest game is PUBG.
Yeah.
That is
you get PUBG on PC,
and that's not even theirs.
Yeah. Well, I mean, a first party. Well, look, you got Forza 7. That's a first party game, but I don't know what people expected. I just did. It's weird. It's like people bought a house and didn't go check it out. They just bought.
Yeah, pretty much.
It looks good. Yeah, it looks good. Driveway's nice. Oh, baby, you want to go inside? Oh, no, I'm sure it looks good too. And then they opened the door and it fell apart.
I think people.
It's like, oh,
right.
The
PS4 Pro released. They released Horizon Zero Dawn, right? It showcased the power of the Pro. I think
the first game that showcased its power was Rise of the Tomb Raider with the checkerboard 4K. But the first party game that brought it was Horizon. Yeah. But
I think people me included, who bought this console thought, at least a few months or 6 months later, they're going to at least announce something. for this goddamn system.
Are you talking about first party?
First party, yeah. I'm talking about first party.
Okay. Well, okay, the first party
I don't need the Xbox One X for third party games.
Okay, but Halo 5 has already come out. So hit Gears.
Yeah, we knew that was coming out. We knew Gears was coming out.
Yeah. That's so what's left? All right, what's left first party to come out? It came out.
Exactly. That's the problem.
It was 4 to 7. Okay.
Yo, pay the bills, man. Somebody send something right here.
Oh yeah.
Carlos Crispin, $2. Xbox fanboys don't have the balls to demand better. I couldn't agree more. I really couldn't.
Yeah.
Really
look, Tony. Can I ask Tony P something? I don't know if he noticed this on Twitter. I brought this up earlier. Have you? All right, Hellblade came out this week for the Xbox. Okay, how come there's more people, at least that I've seen? I don't know about you. Have you seen more people in the Xbox community damage controlling God of War and not talking about Hellblade, which has got all these enhancements and all that stuff? And I would like your opinion on that, because to me, that's huge.
Yeah, it's pretty fun. By the way, they're actually haven't even bought the game. Apparently, it's only sold 18,000 copies or something. No, but you're right about. I didn't even think about that, but you're right. It's like I've seen more, of the Xbox fanboys. Not, by the way, before I go, just so people understand, when I talk about Xbox fanboys, I am not talking about Xbox fans. Xbox fans are cool people. They enjoy the Xbox, play the games, whatever. Xbox fanboys are those toxic motherfuckers, right? So,
amen.
Just need to make that distinction. I'm not shitting on Xbox fans. They're cool people. I have friends that are Xbox fans and shit. They're gamers, right? Anyway, moving on. It is kind of interesting how the fanboys are out there just shitting on fucking God of War and not praising Hellblade. But I'm wondering, do you think it's because they were shitting on Hellblade last year when it came out? Could be that.
Yeah, they call it a walking simulator.
Yeah, a walking simulator with voices, something like that.
There's certain things, man. It's like
schizophrenic.
Oh, Tony, I got something that's gonna crack you up, bro. What up? You probably didn't hear this, but a certain somebody, right? This moron said that you are quote unquote schizophrenic, or you suffer from schizophrenia if you like God of War.
Word. Okay. I guess I'm schizophrenic then.
I don't know if you saw my tweet. That's what my tweet was about. Where I was like, I guess I'm schizophrenic because I this.
Yeah, me, you, and like millions of other people,
Yeah. That's the thing. But here's the cop out, Tony.
Okay,
here's the cop out. He says my wife is schizophrenic. So that's why I'm buying it.
Okay.
I mean,
here's my thing. What the hell does that even mean? That
it doesn't.
What does that even mean? You're schizophrenic.
Man, you're psychotic. You dudes are weird. You guys got problems.
I heard someone yesterday say that God of War looks corny, but they're loving Sea of Thieves.
All right.
The same dudes who are like belittling, God of War are the same dudes you see on Twitter. I know Tony was having a fucking field day with this on Twitter as well, too. But these same people you see talking trash are the main ones you see crying in these damn tweets to Insomniac asking them for Spider-Man to come to Xbox.
Yeah, pretty much.
And it's fucking hilarious. I'm telling you, I was at work, Tony. I was reading these damn tweets. I could not help but laugh.
It's hilarious, man. And here's the other funny thing I noticed. You notice how when you have a game that's like exclusive on PS4 come to Xbox, let's back up a little bit. First, the Xbox fanboys shit on the game, right?
Yeah.
And when it comes to their system, they praise it, but then they take it a step further. They go, hey, can we get the sequel locked down to Xbox? I'm like, hold on, you're the same guys talking about how exclusives are anti-consumer, yet you want an exclusive on your system.
Oh man, it's crazy.
It's like No Man's Sky, man. I couldn't believe I'm like, you guys are really hyping this game right now. No Man's
Sky. And you almost got paid the damn full retail price for it. It's $40, right? $50.
It's 60 on PlayStation.
Is it 60 right now on PlayStation?
Yeah.
Oh shit!
It's $10 cheaper on Xbox.
Wow,
shit.
It's not worth it.
Ain't worth that shit.
I couldn't believe it was 60 on PlayStation.
That's crazy, man.
Yeah, that's insane. Especially the ridiculous wait time you had to go through just to get all the content that's already on it now.
Yeah,
that's ridiculous.
No, well, they're still making content apparently like they're just now introducing multiplayer like a year and a half later.
No, that's terrible.
Yeah, which I don't get. Well, I bought that game at launch. What it launched with is what he said. He said, hey, you're going to go to a planet. He said, you'll start off on a planet. You'll have minimum resources. It is your job to find your resources, repair your ship, and then leave the planet and try to go get other resources. He did say a multiplayer would come later.
Yeah, he did.
A year and a half later?
I can go on a whole tangent about how that game was misconstrued, I should say, but I'm not gonna go. I'm not gonna.
Oh yeah, we can talk about that.
It's that's the truth. I mean, again, and it's you're going planet to planet. Why do you need somebody else with you?
Yeah,
I mean, what are you? What are you? I mean,
it's not even that, Craig. It's like what they showed at E3 compared to what they got at release. It was nowhere near that level. Nowhere near that level.
Procedure generated, but I understand.
No one's ever found that planet.
What planet?
The one they showed at E3, where it had the goddamn long necks everywhere and little.
Well, they didn't know what was going to be shown. He was at GDC saying it's hard to display the game because they don't know what's going to be up there. That's what he said.
Can we just call the game out for what it truly is, though? It's bullshit. That's what it was.
Yeah, I mean, he could have showed anything, Craig, and be like, "Oh yeah, well that's procedural generation." You see it, like,
okay, all right, that's fine. Like I said, people want to call BS.
I'm sorry to interrupt you, Ryan, but you think
I got him. I seen it.
Seen it? All right. Go ahead, fellas. I'm sorry.
No, I'm just saying that game. You know, he did lie about a lot of shit. Sean Murray.
Okay.
Yeah,
he's talking about. Okay.
I mean, this is the effect. This is once again, this is the effect that you have, right? When you're trying to be the sleazy weasel, and you're trying to get away with all the little nice eggs inside that batch. And this is exactly how both No Man's Sky and Sea of Thieves took the fans, swindled them out of that money, and practically they're just going to build the games as they go along. The same thing with PUBG is the same tactic. And it is the same tactic that is being used in these mobile games on the mobile phones as well. They'll bring out a game and they'll throw so much crap in there that you have to literally spend $200, $300, $400. I see some people even spend up to $1,000 on fucking microtransactions on a mobile game.
Oh yeah, you see it every year with Call of Duty when they unbox damn weapons and shit.
No Man's Sky again, just real quick. How about the Center of the Universe? The Center of the Universe.
I got there.
Oh yeah, but you remember when they were interviewing him about what it's gonna be? They asked him, they're like, oh, is it gonna be like this thing where he's like, oh, that'd be hilarious to think that it's just like this thing where you just pull out nothingness. And that's what it was.
At the Center of the Universe is a fucking Xbox exclusive.
Yeah. So when you found it, Center of the Universe, Craig, it just pulled back, right? You just pulled back, and then the music started playing, and that was it, right?
Hey, Fonz, you want to join in the chat?
What up? I kept going.
Yo, is that going to be all day? What's up?
What the fuck is up, man? What's good with y'all?
What's going on, man?
Chilling, man. What's up? What up, man?
Chilling. All right, my bad.
Topics, man. What's the topics, man? What's going on?
The latest panel on tonight, man.
Talking about fucking No Man's Sky right now. That bullshit.
When did that game come out? 2014.
Oh,
yeah, 2015. I mean, it's
16.
It's been 16. All right, well, it's been a year and a half. We got to move on. There's been other games.
What you talking about?
If it's a year, No Man's Sky.
Why? No Man's Sky.
Is it why?
I know that's what I said.
No, this got brought up because, like you said, you got Xbox fans hyping these games coming to the Xbox.
Hey, hold on. Let's get this. Let's cut the bullshit, right? I want somebody to send me the link or tweet or a screenshot. No one's hyping this fucking game. No one cares about No Man's Sky. What? I haven't seen it on Twitter.
You didn't see the announcement when they announced the thing, the comments under there?
I'm talking about people. Who? Where? Show me.
Under the Microsoft, under the link.
Yeah, they did post it up a nice little tweet about it.
Yeah, they posted a tweet. Xbox's official tweet about it when it first happened.
Yep.
Yeah. I've been waiting for this. Thank you so much for
my favorite tweet is, "Oh, we stole 2 Sony games, even though they released directly to PC." I mean, these are a bunch of skinny jean wearing dudes.
No, it's out there though.
Stupid.
You know, so
Hey,
it's,
God
and
bless
that's
you, man. If you want to play No Man's Sky, God bless you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean,
I don't understand.
religion,
These
man.
games released day and day on PC, and it's already a multi-plat. It doesn't say only on PlayStation, like all Sony exclusives do. And you're running around bragging that it's coming to your console. The guy literally said, "If we keep complaining, maybe we'll get games like Nier Automata and Persona 5."
You shouldn't have to work with
I-
That's not your fucking job.
I don't think Xbox fanboys fully understand what like first party and third party deals mean exactly.
They don't.
Like
I think they
I think
do.
that's
but
fanboys in general.
no, because they're
Yeah,
asking
and
for
they're-
Spider-Man and they don't understand that's a pretty much a first party game.
Yeah,
it's
that's
made by
ridiculous.
Insomniac, which is like a second party.
It's technically
But it's still being published by Sony, which is first
Right.
party. So
right.
like they don't understand that like at all.
No, they think. Well,
Let's go on,
again, they
Malik,
think
everybody.
because the console's more powerful, they're entitled to everything. What you're seeing happening.
And that's what I mean by they don't understand just what makes these exclusives exclusive. Like
Yeah.
don't-
Well, and what you
Because that word's foreign to us anymore on the Xbox side.
and now it's anti-consumer when somebody else has something that they want. I mean, they want.
Sorry, Craig, but skinny jeans though. Sorry, you just killed me.
You know what's killing me, man? I think we can all agree, right? If God of War was an Xbox exclusive, it would be a completely different picture.
Oh,
Man,
yeah.
you heard me and K Mega going at it yesterday on multiplayer.
Hey, mega, bro.
Man, I couldn't understand. I don't get it. Can you guys help me? Because my head's hurting.
I actually asked to get on there. I was in the comments and I saw that, and come to find out, I was blocked, so I couldn't comment.
Oh wow.
Oh,
Yeah,
Might
I was
check that out.
blocked, and found out I'm also unfollowed by you know who. So I was like, whatever. But it is what it is. But
It makes no sense.
Yeah, I
these
mean,
dudes
if,
are weird, man.
You can't say I'm gonna wait for God. I mean, like, you have your preferences. I'm all whatever. But for you to say, "Oh, I'm waiting for God of War to go in the bargain bin," and then someone says, "Oh,
Right. I was like, what
how come
the
he paid
fuck?
$60
Yeah.
to see a Diesel?" You goddamn right. It's a fantastic.
7 days a week, you out here spending 22 hours finding golden bananas, but you don't want to play God of War.
And he
Exactly.
said God of War is corny when he's punching him in the roof of his mouth. I'm like, oh.
I was like, man, I can't respect you as a gamer.
I mean, come on, all day. You saw it live, though. I mean, dude was calling you psycho just for liking God of War.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Like,
One thing though,
man, this game is critically acclaimed as a consensus, right? So it's not like we making this shit up. Fanboyism. No, the game, if it's a good game, it's a good game. Good direction. People like the new direction. So give it a shot. I mean, to say that you love Rise and love Hell, he just posted he loves Hellblade. I'm like, what?
Yeah, same thing.
Want to try God of War? Oh, I mean, I'm saying it's similar. It's similar, right?
It's got blood in there, if I'm not mistaken. It's got blood.
Well,
in
I'm talking about the camera angle, the combat. I mean, it's hack. You
it's
whacking
hack
shit.
slash. It's got
Yeah.
blood in Hellblade, so yeah, it's got guts in there.
So I mean, hey, some people are very old and decrepit, right?
Oh
And they just want to have that old hack. I mean, that old Kratos was getting old and tired. Man. Seriously. So,
like Kratos said, don't be sorry, be better.
right.
and
Indeed.
on top of that, the reasons why Guerrilla stepped away from doing another Killzone, they wanted to head on a new direction with a new, fresh start, and give something new to the public. And this is what we mean when we talk about moving on and stop being so stuck in the past. Henceforth, why your boy Hebot, like, I cannot. Hebot is one of those old school mental kind of gamers, and he's stuck in the past that he doesn't understand what it is to move forward in gaming. Gaming in the 90s. Gaming in the 90s was the stepping stone for the foundation for today, with the whole ideas of innovative story plots, with graphical achievements. All of that was done in the 90s for now. Now, this is where everything that was being done in the 90s is being taken a step further ahead and giving people something different. Nobody wants a, hack and slash game with just repetitive button mashing. You want some complication to the game so that it can give it some type of substance, so that you can you want something in it. You just don't want a fucking another Bayonetta. You really.
The game is sitting at a 95, right? 95 right now. It's literally 2 points away from Legend of Zelda.
Yo, I heard my name.
Well, what up? Hey, so when you were playing through God of War, right? And
Yeah.
you finished it. Was there any moment you were bored, right?
No.
Were you bored?
Hell no. I'm entertained. I'm still being entertained.
You bought God of,
okay, so when
you got God of War already?
Did you
No, I didn't buy it. I got sent a review code last week.
Okay.
What?
Was it a one and done experience?
Yeah,
No, I'm still playing this shit.
Don't say anything.
Yeah, we don't want no spoilers, but I'm just saying, like,
I know that's the reason I'm on this fucking podcast, son.
That's awesome, though.
There's enough content to go back and enjoy the game some more after the credits roll, right?
Well, yeah. Like I said, I got the review code on Friday last week. I beat it on Saturday night, and I'm still playing it because there's a bunch of shit you could do afterwards. Here's the thing: normally, I like to finish all the side content first, then beat the game. But the story was so good, I was like, "Fuck it, let me just beat the story, then I'll finish up later." It's crazy like that.
Did you sleep?
Of course, I did everything, man. I slept, I ate, took a shit, all that. I'm still,
Right.
I'm like those Korean dudes and shit that because they play for 24
At the
hours.
internet cafe?
Yeah, like,
I just want to say I'm jealous as fuck right now.
I
still gotta wait a week.
1 week.
bro, the game is fire, bro. The game is fire, man.
Oh, I can't wait. I'll be playing that.
I'm waiting for that fucking to come in, man.
Wait, what? Say that again.
I was
I'm waiting for the download code to come in.
Now go ahead. Whoever wants to go ahead. I just want to ask Tony a quick question about Metacritc.
Double Dutch?
One at a time, people.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So whoever wants to go, I just want to ask him a quick question about Metacritc. Oh, okay. Is it a website or is it an aggregate of all the scores that are coming in?
Oh, you mean
like
the Metacritic score?
Metacritic score.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Metacritic
is it like Rotten Tomatoes?
Yeah. Metacritic is. Well, here's the thing: it's not the thing for video games because Metacritic does everything, but yeah, it's an aggregate site. It basically takes the because it's not every video game site on earth is not on Metacritic. It's just whatever sites are on Metacritic. You know what I'm saying? So whatever sites submitted their reviews to Metacritic, it counts all of theirs and puts it all into one.
So it's like a cumulative score based on.
Yeah, think about it like this. Last night, the game, or most of yesterday, the game was at 94, right? But at that point, Giant Bomb had not submitted their review, and people were speculating, and it turned out to be correct that if Giant Bomb gives this game a perfect 5 out of 5, it's going to push the score to 95. That's exactly what happened. Remember what happened with Jim Sterling? Legend of Zelda was like a 98% or whatever, right?
Right.
Correct me on the numbers, but either way, when he gave his review, it brought the score down.
Right.
So
I remember that.
Yeah, you remember the reaction by Nintendo fanboys, right? That shit was not pretty.
They went crazy, bro. They sent death threats and all that shit.
Yeah, man. But yeah, God of War is it's the truth, man. And here's the thing: not only is there a bunch of shit to collect, but there's also like the really ultra difficult mode where the enemies actually act differently and stuff you want to play through.
Oh,
different movements, right?
Techniques they come at you with.
Yeah, exactly. And here's the thing: just quickly on what you said, because you were like, nobody wants to play the old God of Wars doing the same thing. I partly agree with you, but part of the reason I always liked God of War is because, God of War is always considered a hack and slash game. I've never considered it that. I was considered it an action adventure game because that's the three main things of action adventure games. And when I'm talking about action adventure games, I'm talking about games like Uncharted and Tomb Raider and God of War. They're all the same. At the core, they're the same thing. They have combat, they have platforming, they have puzzles, and they're all tied together with a story, right? The combat is different in all these games, but the core is the same. So that's why I always liked God of War over Bayonetta. Bayonetta, all you do is just fucking kill all day, every day. God of War, there's different things you do in it, right? And this game is the same. And that's the other thing. It's like, even though the game is changed, what's really different is the camera angle, right? It's still a God of War game. Like when I first started playing this, I'm like, oh my God, this shit is so different. This is crazy, so different. And then maybe like a good few hours in, I'm like, oh shit, this is still a God of War game. I'm still doing the same shit I've been doing in every game. Exploring these crazy lands, doing puzzles, fighting monsters and shit.
Right.
The camera angle makes it a lot like different. That's the main thing. But it's still like, if you're one of the old school fanboys and shit that loves God of War, you're not going to be disappointed, because I know those guys were worried, like, oh, they
had optional bosses and all this jazz.
By the way, I want to speak on that. Yeah, what game doesn't have optional bosses? Final Fantasy VII had optional bosses.
Facts.
Were people bitching about that? You know, come on, man. Yeah, because people were saying, "Oh, there's a skip." No, there's no skip button. You just either don't do them or don't do them, and they're not even main bosses for the story. It's like if you want to beat the game, you have to beat the bosses that are thrown in your path. You know what I'm saying? You can't just like, I don't want to beat the final boss. It's stupid. You know, you still got to do it. And also touch on that real quick. This is also the most challenging God of War game, combat-wise, man. It is really tough. And I'm a guy, you could verify this shit too. Get on my PSN, Rami Death. I've gotten to platinum in all these fucking games. This shit is hard. I don't even know.
I got in total. This I gotta say.
In total, how many do I have now? 65?
I'm at 101. So
I wish. I don't have the time for it, unfortunately. By the way, that's the ironic thing about being a game journalist. You don't have a lot of time to play video games.
That's true. That is true.
But yeah, this shit is tough. I'm wondering, like, yo, can you even get the platinum in this game? It is fucking like I played it on normal. It was kicking my fucking ass. So, but most of that is because of the new camera angle. I will say, and I said this in my review, I do feel the camera angle is a little bit too close when it comes to combat. Like if you're facing a boss, no problem at all.
Do you think that was intentional?
It was intentional. Just because it does make the game feel more intimate, right?
Right.
They went for that cinematic experience.
Yeah, but the thing is, when you're surrounded by 50 dudes, you can't see the guys behind you.
Right.
Like, even though the game does give you indicators, like basically you see an arrow behind you, right? If it's yellow, it means the enemy's about to attack you. If it's red, that shit is coming. So you can dodge and shit. You can't really, you can't block obviously behind you, so you have to dodge out of the way and shit. But I think I just have to get more skillful with the combat so I could actually play it on the ultra hard mode or whatever. But yeah, definitely a very tough God of War game. I was getting my ass beat sometimes. Like, damn,
you can't start off with the hardest difficulty right off the bat, right?
I believe you can, because I went over it, because the thing is, when I do a review, I always play games on normal. That's the way everybody experiences it. But I went over it, and they were like, only play this if you're really, really ready. You know?
Oh, okay.
So
I got a quick question. Hey, Carlos, you said that Sega announcement at what time?
2:30 Eastern. What?
2:30, 8:30.
I see people.
You sound mad low, son.
Talking to me?
Carlos.
Somebody talking in a paper cup?
Yeah, Carlos, we can't hear you, brother.
Carlos, yeah. Anyway, I'm seeing people start to stream that now.
Maybe 2:30 in Japan, you know?
Yeah. That's Sega announcement.
Hey, Carlos, man, you sound like Indian in the cupboard, man. What's going on?
I can't really talk to, this damn one.
All right, so Tony, based
on
your experience with God of War, you're saying it is definitely better than No Man's Sky. I got
you. So, you played number 3, right, Tony?
Huh?
You played God of War 3, right? You
played every single one. Like I said, I got the platinum in every single God of War game.
So, would you say it's a better installment than 3?
Okay. People asked me this question
yesterday
on the show. I'm gonna say yes, but not by a whole lot. Like, here's my running order.
So it has ways. It's got ways past it. Like,
yeah. But I do want to replay it again just to be sure. Because here's the thing. Here's the one advantage this game has over God of War 3. It is a standalone story in that you don't like, even though knowing knowledge of the previous games would help you, you can come into this shit fresh. And the way it ends, it's also very satisfactory. You know what I'm saying? It's not a cliffhanger or nothing. So like, and I will always give more like respect to a game that's more standalone than a game that requires you to play other games in order for you to understand it. God of War 3, if you go in there without playing God of War 2, you're gonna be like, what the fuck is going on? You won't know what's happening. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, but by the way, just so you guys know, my favorite God of War game is and will always be the first one. Like that game impacted me on a whole other level as a gamer. I'm like, yo, this shit is crazy now. You know?
Okay.
So, but think about it like this though. This game is now my second favorite. So that says something.
Yeah.
The man has spoken.
Yeah, 1 week.
All right.
1 week.
Yeah, listen, I'm gonna tell you right now.
I definitely gotta get you on the show more often, Tony. I definitely get you on the show.
Let me ask you guys something now.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
All right, because my panelist Chris Seeley, right? He said something that could be construed as controversial, right? And I want to get you guys' thoughts. He believes that by June 20th, literally 3 months after God of War releases, right, it would have sold 8 million copies.
Wow, that's a steep number, bro.
Even I'm like, I don't know about that, brother.
You know what?
I sold out pretty well.
Right now, go to Amazon. You literally the game, even the regular copy of the game, not the deluxe version or nothing, is sold out on Amazon.
Yeah, and not only in Amazon in America, it's Amazon around the world.
Wait.
Right
Somebody tweeted out that they restocked today. I think. I don't know.
Oh, they restocked. You said they tweeted.
Yeah, somebody tweeted it earlier.
That's good.
I don't know how true it is, but it could be true.
Okay.
But I predict 5 million in 3 months.
You said
See, I can believe that. I could believe 5 million because this is what Chris said. He said he thinks 2 million in the first week, right? Five, yeah, I could believe that. A week, 5 million at the end of the month, and then 8 million in 3 months. I don't know about that, but
is the limited edition console even selling though? With the game, is that even selling out? Sold out?
I don't know, man, but I can tell you this much: the regular copy is still sold out on Amazon.
Is it? Oh shit!
You know
Somebody lied, goddammit!
You know what's sad? You know what's sad?
Fine, man.
It breaks my heart. The Labo's gonna outsell all that.
Oh, why'd you bring it?
You know it is. You know it is, man. I don't want to talk about it, Ryan. It's a week away.
Yeah, but you know what's so funny though, man? If you go to Amazon right now, like if you look up the prices for these Labo kits, man, it's fucking hilarious.
Yeah, like $160.
It is laughable. For the Labo robot kit, you have to pay $164.
Damn.
Yeah, it's not. It ain't funny. It ain't funny right now.
Anyway, I'm sorry about that. Go ahead.
But will Spider-Man outsell God of War?
I think so.
I believe so. I believe
just because it's Spider-Man, right?
Yeah, Spider-Man's a bigger name.
It's because the movies, and that's going to appeal to everybody.
And Infinity Ward obviously is definitely going to help push that even further. So
that's going to appeal to kids, adults, everybody. It's going to buy that game.
Hey, Barry's White's back. Fix that mic.
God damn it!
That boy going Barry White in the damn chat. But yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
I'm
God
gonna start
still sold out.
Patreon for
it. Yeah, like
Barry J Wags.
This one, if you want it, that is.
But yeah, man. So 1 week, man. Looking forward to that.
Let's get some predictions on Detroit.
What's up, Lord Melted?
I say slightly below God of War.
Wait, you talking about ratings?
Ratings and sales. What you guys think?
Well, in ratings, I said at least 90. That's what I said.
I say 85.
You said 85.
I say 89. Just to be on the safe side, 89.
This is one game I'm so about, man.
It's not for everybody, bro.
No, I actually like I'm a big fan of Telltale series and things like that. The Walking Dead. I actually like the storytelling element. But I don't know. I never paid $60 for one though. So
true, but
this is a whole nother level, man.
You buy it for the story.
Yeah, but how much?
That's what.
How much gameplay is going to be though?
Well, you just said you like Telltale games, so I mean,
I do. Well, I only paid $25.
Fellas, I'm gonna say this right now, and I hope y'all go to Amazon right now. The PlayStation Pro limited edition console for God of War as the bundle. It is now not currently available here in the US.
Wow.
Why not?
And you know what's funny? That bundle is not the most appealing looking PS4 we got.
No, I posted on Twitter when I posted the picture when it first dropped. I said it looked like a fucking Destiny console.
Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. I like the.
Am I the only one who actually likes the console look?
Yeah, I like the idea behind it, but it's like, did you guys really have to label it or model it directly after the axe?
Right.
You guys should have done a different look than that.
Yeah, I just didn't think it didn't look hardcore enough for God of War.
I think
it should have been red.
But look, the way PlayStation's been coming out with their limited edition consoles, I mean, it hasn't been too nice anyway. So I feel like third party's been killing it, like Color Wave and things like that. So
I
don't know. Yeah.
I mean, if you want a custom painted console, just send it to that what's the name website where you basically send your console in, you pay to have the custom controllers, bro.
Yeah.
Oh, what's the name of it? Drop dipped or you drop it in?
Yeah, something.
Yeah, where they drop it in like this liquid and it coats it in the shiny.
Yeah. Later, Jacob. Appreciate you coming by, brother.
Did you guys see that picture of that Spider-Man collector's edition? Apparently it's fake, but that actually looks pretty good.
Yeah, that looks good.
Concept that I might just, say the hell with it, and I'll give me a Spider-Man Edition Pro, man. I'll rack up some money for that console.
Oh yeah, I would get the Pro if it was a limited edition Spider-Man version. I probably use it. I probably just have it in the background of my videos. That's it.
Hey, OG John.
That ass will just be in the background. You just see the damn.
Man, I'm gonna give that baby a run, man. Fuck that.
Hey, OG John, man. It's been out there for 3 days, man, and it's still out there. No one's took it yet. In the box.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so,
all right.
Hey, let me ask Tony
topic.
Yeah.
What up?
All right.
Let me ask Tony. I was going to ask Tony, what's one of the best things about what you're doing, writing and things like that, and what's one of the hardest things about what you do?
All right. The best thing is, getting games early to write about them. It's like, think about it like this. I essentially get a free game, and all that's required of me is to talk about it. That's pretty fucking cool.
Yeah.
As for the hardest stuff, I got to think about this one because obviously don't want to say too much insider shit live. Let me see, what can I say? Fuck, that's actually a good question.
Thank you.
I mean, I do have a
give him that PR response.
I can't say that shit publicly.
Give him the PR response.
Like it's
challenging. I'll say this because I'll say this. This is for the up and coming guys, right? It does suck when bigger publishers look over you just because of the fact that you're on a smaller site, right? They're like, fuck it, they can't get as many hits or whatever. You go out there. Don't get me wrong. I'm in a position now where I'm getting games and shit without even really asking for them. But there was a point for most of my career where I request a game and I wouldn't hear shit back. So there is that point where you're like, fuck, what the hell am I doing this for? Or you go to your site, not getting any hits or whatever. No one's responding to whatever you're writing. That shit could be a little tough. But if you push through it, you'll eventually get to where you're going. But that shit could be a little tough. Like just not getting the recognition, not getting invited to events or getting previews and shit like that,
Absolutely. Okay. Definitely. Got a super chat here. It's from Brandon Lewis. He said, reminds me of the NES when the system came to an end. Mario 3 showed it still had life. God of War will show the same for the PS4. Even though this generation is over, it'll end with a defining moment. That's what he said.
I don't you think the defining moment is going to be Last of Us 2?
That's what I've been saying. But
if it's the gen,
on The Last of Us 2, most likely they're going to treat it like how Rockstar treated GTA 5.
Yeah.
Launch on both day one, probably. That's what they're going to do.
That probably makes sense. Yeah, get the most out of it.
Because this generation ain't over yet,
Yeah,
I don't want it to stop that fucking PS5 shit, man. Please.
I do too. And speaking of PS5, that's actually one of the topics because the rumors just keep on.
Man, this fucking bullshit.
Yo, 2019.
Last night on the podcast, our fans pulled that shit out of us, and we didn't want to talk about it. It's like, why are we talking about this shit now?
Yeah.
Look, God of War's coming next week, and you're worried about a PS5. Come on.
Like I said the same thing, Tony, and I got crucified for this, but it's like the Xbox One X, right? It's been out for 6 months. You are already in 6 months after spending $500. You're talking about a brand spanking new Xbox.
I'm not.
Well, I mean, if you're an Xbox fan, I can understand why you want another. I can understand why you want this generation.
Reset.
I'm not. I'd be furious.
Yeah, but that doesn't make no sense.
Deep right now.
Nah, you'll be stuck in the same scenario as you is right now. You're gonna have lack of content, a very powerful console, and lack of party support, and that doesn't really make no sense. Just to throw out another Xbox when you have to rebuild and reconstruct what you already have now. And you have to, just push forward. At this point in moment in time, that's the only viable thing that I see Microsoft doing. Pushing forward and hopefully with whatever, Phil Spencer concocted out of his mind to just build build something good, man. Like come up with something that'll blow the minds away of these fans and just give them something good to say, you know what, you guys, kudos to you, man. You did what you needed to do, and we applaud you for that.
It's gonna take 3 or 4 years, Carlos. 3 or 4 years from now.
There's another question.
Next gen.
Yeah, I had another question. This from Daniel J. I just saw this, $2. So, what do you think Spider-Man will score for the PS4 on Metacritic?
Not 96 to 97.
97, 96?
I say 95, 94.
95? What do you think, Carlos?
92.
92? JOX?
I'm gonna say it's gonna be at least a 90, but I can't really speculate on how much for it. It looks fantastic, but who knows?
Yeah, I'm gonna go with 90.
90?
I'm being a little bit optimistic, to be honest.
Okay.
Yeah, that game looks absolutely incredible. I think it's gonna do.
It does, yeah. But like I said, like a 95 and above, that's not an easy thing to achieve. So we'll see.
He said an 82 seems right.
82.
I'm gonna say
I got a question for Tony real quick.
94, 95.
I got a question for Tony. Did you get a review copy of Sea of Thieves?
No. Microsoft doesn't fuck with me for whatever reason.
Is it because you're honest? Is that why?
I don't know. Actually, no. To be honest, it's because I've never actually went out of my way to pursue a Microsoft contract. Because Microsoft is actually a very easy company to work with. I just haven't gone out of my way to actually, go out and get a contact. But Nintendo, they're hard. They're fucking hard as shit.
Oh yeah,
man.
I imagine they're very.
Sony was too, and for most of my career, I could not get a Sony game. But now, when I went to PSX, where I met my man all day, I got to talk to Sony. I got to talk to Sony's PR guy. We got cool and shit. And now, I'm getting these games. But you know what? Now that you bring it up, I think when I go to E3, I'm gonna find somebody from Microsoft, man.
Yeah, man.
Just go straight to Phil.
man.
That's all.
Well,
That's like hired and go to Phil.
Okay, I'll tell you this: those guys are very approachable, dude.
Yeah, Microsoft, because I also do stuff for the Coalition, right? Coalition always gets shit like a week or two beforehand. So Microsoft is and also I should say this: Microsoft is always the first company when I get invited E3, they're always the first ones to invite me to their press conferences. So they're a good company to work with. It's just I haven't really gone out of my way to actually approach them about reviews and shit like that. But I'm going to do that. Thank you for bringing that up.
Yeah, definitely. Oh man. Okay.
Real quick. Go ahead, Ron.
What?
No, go ahead. I was going to say something else, but go ahead.
Okay. Ryan McCaffrey claims Xbox fans want, or basically they're dying to celebrate a game like God of War. And this is what he said. This is what he said to Phil.
No, yeah.
And Phil, this is what Phil had to say. This is his tweet. This is on Twitter. He said, "Our hardware took." I'm sorry. Our hardware took time. Our service/platform backwards compatibility took time, and continuing to grow our first party will take time. A high quality and diverse first party lineup built the right way is our goal and what our customers deserve. We have similar results to what we've seen on our platforms, but
yeah, I saw that.
I don't get where he's going with this, but we still haven't had nothing from Xbox.
But yeah, he neglected to mention what happened prior to this. Like why wasn't this your plan 4 years ago? I
don't know. I have no clue.
What happened in between here? I know people always talk about change of leadership and all this other shit, but I don't want to hear all that.
They always say this stuff.
Yeah, I don't care what happened internally between them. Like all I know is we don't have any results now.
Hey, J-Wags, are you sick?
Is it deep again?
Yeah, J-Wags got that Barry White coma.
Talk boy from Home Alone.
I'm buying a new mic tonight.
Anyway. Those J-Wags, yeah.
Is it better? Is it better now?
Yeah, you sound way better now, bro.
You sound the same, just a little bit optimistic.
God damn it!
Oh, Lord. We get the microphones we need, man.
Yeah, I'm buying one tonight.
Talking about Ryan McCaffrey and his post.
Yeah.
Oh man, I guess it's just speaking from the heart. I guess shit. I don't know.
Well, Ryan McCaffrey said it took 10 years for Sony to create their library, though. That's what he said.
You know what's so funny about that quote by Mr. McCaffrey? Let's go back to '94. Let's take it way back a little bit before this little whole 10-year analogy that this guy has. Sony, when it first started here in the United States, it actually had 3 titles. It was Ridge Racer, Tomb Raider, and that game I believe was Warhawk that released here in the United States.
Yes, sir.
major titles that release with the initial release of the PlayStation 1. And quite frankly, it set the tone for what came afterwards because it actually drew more people into the Sony brand here in the United States. So in those terms of what he's trying to say, he's not as accurate as he should be because there was a lot of things that happened in the 90s and Sony just took whatever they could, brought in whatever developers they had at the time, and little by little. So that 10-year gap, no, it's been almost 24 years that Sony has been dominating to a certain point. Not every single year, but to a certain point.
Yeah, that's true. That is true.
Yeah, Xbox been around since 2001, man. It's not like they're new to the game.
Yeah, but they're not. They didn't really. All the talent they used to have, they're pretty much gone. You know what I mean? So I mean, they're stuck with. What's the oldest Microsoft studio right now? There's only like one or two. That's actually original. Turn 10 and probably Rare.
Yeah, Rare.
Yeah, that's it. Those are the only two that are actually left there.
That's a problem. That's a problem.
The company's got all the money all day, you know, the one that will never go, right? It's like, oh, they got all the money. They'll last longer than Sony and Nintendo.
I can't tell. I can't tell.
I mean,
those studios.
To think in a different perspective because he's always touting that whole, Microsoft got more money than Sony. Okay, Mega, I'm gonna set this straight right here, right now. Money doesn't make anything better than the next thing. You could have a $40 billion company and a $1 million company if it has the right marketing strategy and the right set of people to drive it to great success. That company will be 9 out of 10 times more successful than the one that has the 40 bill.
Right.
Set of people to drive it to great success. That company will be not.
That's true. That's true.
And what I think too, with Sony, even dealing back in the early '90s, I mean the mid '90s, I think a lot of the people that's behind it that drive the Sony platform, they just keep the same mindset. Most of them,
right?
Even if they switch out people, they always have someone to replace them with the same goal and the same roadmap. I think, and they kind of just have synergy, and I think it works.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Yeah, but the whole 10-year thing, though, man, because there's like The Last of Us, the release on the PS3 last gen. Like that, honestly, I'm an Xbox guy, but that game kills anything on Xbox's generation.
Yep.
That's a problem, man.
Yeah. What's up, Fonz? See you jumping here. What's up, bro?
Hey,
really.
Can you guys hear me?
Yes, sir.
What up, son?
Yeah, what's up, man? Nah, I'm just listening to the show, and I had to go run and do some stuff, and then I saw I had a link in there in my Twitter feed, and I was like, hey, I'll jump in.
All right. Well, appreciate you stopping by. So, boy, this is where it gets funny. EA is reintroducing those damn crystal paid currency in Battlefield.
I'm out
on April 18th.
Okay.
Now,
these motherfuckers don't learn, do they?
I literally thought they learned their lesson and the game was done, but it turns out we didn't.
I said one time, man, I was like, it's like going to jail for breaking and entering, right?
Yeah.
And then you get out of jail and you try to rob the same fucking house again.
Yeah.
That's pretty much their logic right now. I mean, don't get me wrong. Like, I'm actually currently enrolled to the EA Origins pay service. I happen to like it. I just don't like the microtransactions. Like, if there's anybody in EA listening to anything right now, please take your head out your ass. Microtransactions is not the way to go. It really takes away the shine and the luster from the game completely.
Yeah, I agree, but like you would think they would.
Go ahead.
No, just real quick. I was gonna say you would think after all the backlash they got, and after that now they're in jeopardy of possibly losing the Star Wars license, they would probably just not bring them back at all, just for this game.
I guess they realize it's hurting them to get rid of it because they put so much resources into it.
They still sold as much backlash as this game got. It still sold over 9 million copies, if not more by now.
Yeah, true. That's true.
Yeah, well, they were projected to do a lot more. It actually underperformed, and yeah, they they build the game and they projected the what it's going to make based on the platform that they make it on. And yeah, I mean, yeah, I understand Bob Iger tore EA a new one, a 45-second phone call, and it was very one-sided, and he hung up, and then within 3 hours, all the micro stuff had stopped for the time being. But ultimately, EA's investors lost a lot of money. So
I mean, at the same time, though, Craig, but sorry to interrupt you, but
no, you're good.
If the investors were so smart to know that this generation is not as dumb as the last one, why even try to mess with microtransactions? Like, it's the same thing as going to fucking Las Vegas and taking your hard-earned money and just throwing it down the drain. That's what practically the microtransaction addiction is. It's like you get addicted to, and I could atone for it because I've been I've played some mobile phone games, and I find myself, spending a little cash here and there, but it turns into an addiction, and that's the main problem that I see with it. Like, just keep it the same way as it was before, when you only had DLC content for certain things within the game. That works perfectly. That works.
Practice, bro. That's exactly what it is.
Yeah, well, I think this game got ripped more for having the play to win aspect than more than anything.
Yeah, because I want to play a game, but I don't really want to fucking pay to win, because it takes away the excitement of playing the game to begin with.
Mm-hmm.
Well, they created again the pay to win, but it gives them. I agree, but they're making that game because they have investors pouring hundreds of millions of dollars into it, and that's a big IP. And I do think Disney may shop that IP at least to get several Star Wars games out there, because that's better for Disney. So if somebody could go to them and say, okay, if you put 3 Star Wars games out there, and Disney control that IP versus license it out to EA, you can see something different. But again, they built that game based on microtransactions. I mean, I didn't care. I played it for the story. I wanted to see what happened after the second Death Star blew up and that giant Star Destroyer that Rey was rummaging through in Episode 7. I wanted to see what happened. Now I know. So I was happy, but ultimately, yeah, a lot of people got built, and I feel bad for those people, but you got to know about the company that you're buying from. So,
so I think I
blame the consumer.
I think the vast majority of people bought that for multiplayer. In my opinion, the vast majority of people bought that for the multiplayer.
The sad part about Battlefront 2, I actually enjoyed the beta when I played the beta. I actually enjoyed the beta. It was actually not bad to me. What ruined it was just the pay to win aspects. I ruined it.
Yeah, it was pay to win. Yeah. That's why I got growth, because you got plenty of games with microtransactions. Almost every game has them now. Yeah. But it was a pay to win thing. With what's his name? It was Boba Fett. He had there was a mode where he was like impervious to damage. You could buy that shit.
Yeah, but no, it wasn't just that though. There was just playing it. You know what I'm saying? It just felt very similar to Call of Duty, where you get certain attachments and shit like that throughout the loot boxes or whatever. What if I told you, that little burst pistol in the damn game?
Mm-hmm.
What if I told you if it only takes 2 attachments for that gun, two certain attachments for that gun, you can literally 2-shot everybody on the damn map?
Yeah, I believe it. That's like as Han Solo's blast in the first one, it was overpowered.
Yeah. It was just
at least like what Craig said. I mean, at least this one did have a story though. The first one didn't even have a story.
Yeah, and trust me, the Star Wars fans. Yeah, us Star Wars fans, we played it for the story. Who gives a rat's ass about running around as a stormtrooper? I've said that before. Man, you want to play multi? That's so 1998 playing multiplayer, running around, guard this, take this over there. Man, we were doing that shit on Ghost Recon back when we were connected out at 14.4. So I mean, it's not changed. So the story mode is for us Star Wars people. That's what we wanted. So we got it.
Did you even like that story?
Huh?
Did you like it?
Yeah, we even got the Easter egg.
How long was it?
About, I don't know, 5 or 6 hours.
5 or 6 hours.
It was nice.
That's average size.
Yeah, it was nice. Yeah, but we got the Easter egg. Even in the movie, you see the trinket that Luke Skywalker found. You only knew that. You only knew that if you beat the game. So
I'm just mad that we won't get what's the girl's name that was working on? Was it 1313? That Star Wars game.
Amy.
Yeah, bro. Like I was really excited for that game, and that's just out the fucking window.
I just saw some extra real quick too. Another problem that a lot of people had with this game was the multiplayer.
Mm-hmm.
It didn't matter how good you did as far as like skill level. Didn't matter what score you got. Everybody after each match got the same amount of XP.
Yep.
Per match, and that pisses a lot of people off. Like, it don't matter if I get 1 kill or 100. I'm gonna get the same XP every match. And so that limited the progression even more so for in-game currency of what you could buy.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So there were a couple factors there, but I think it's blatant. People just is disrespectful to just the level, like the egregiousness of these microtransactions in that game, that particular game.
All right, Tony, you want to add anything to this?
Nah, not really. I don't give a fuck.
Did you get a review copy of your stars back?
No, I did not. I didn't request one. I'm glad I didn't get one either. I don't care.
That would be crazy. You got super chat. That'd be crazy though. What he said.
Oh, another. Oh, Savage Lobo, $5 basically said, willing to bet Disney will give the license to Sony.
Yeah, I bet $1 million they won't, because Sony does not. No.
Could you imagine?
Sony's a little too greedy.
Could you imagine though, Star Wars exclusive to PS4?
I would be on Twitter all day. All day. That would be the only entertainment I need. That would be crazy.
Talking about Twitter, I guess we can just go ahead and touch on it. We touched about this a little bit, but we didn't really get to the main thing. Xbox fanboys upset over God of War's 95 on Metacritic. Twitter has been absolute. Now, let's be real here. Twitter was pretty much dead before we got these Metacritic scores in. It was pretty much dead. Nobody was really tweeting anything. But as soon as these damn tweets hit, oh man,
bro! I wrote when my alarm hit 12 midnight. I rose up like the fucking Undertaker. I was ready for them reviews, man. I was excited.
I saw all day on Twitter, man. He was going in.
Yeah, I was.
The same dudes that was calling the Daddy of War, the Last of War, or whatever. Now these same dudes that was talking a lot of trash. Now all of a sudden want to play it.
No, not even that, bro. Like, there was one particular Xbox that I want to, point out. That he kind of took it to the whole parenting side.
Yeah, your mic's all messed up, Carlos.
Breaking up.
Yeah, breaking up and low, and yeah.
Hold on.
Yeah, get back to the lobby.
Yeah.
Now we'll try to bounce and come back in.
Nah, he's walking around. He's doing his rounds, probably.
Oh, he's at work right now. Okay,
he's at work. He's doing his rounds.
Sounds like he's talking out of a contact lens case.
No, but but the crazy part about this whole Twitter thing is when they're battling amongst each other. But once Phil Spencer tweeted that Phil, that congratulations.
Yeah, that was just icing on the cake right there.
And they want to know why Phil Spencer and the rest of that crew does that. It's because they want their app on Sony's system.
Well, not only that, this is what I think. Microsoft has their hands in a lot of different pots, right? So they probably they have business with all these companies. I mean, they have to, be nice, man. They got money everywhere.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
That's a goddamn perception.
They can't be like, "Oh, fuck you, fuck your game." They can't do that.
No, but it shows, man. Like they're done though. Like they're
so going back to what I was saying before. I was sounding like a bot. There was one bot in particular on Twitter that actually made a very, very, very foolish statement in regards to the God of War. And, once again, he stated that the game was not appealing to him because it touched on a sensitive surface on his behalf because he was a parent.
Like, what? So you think? So I was, hey, Fonzarelli, and I thought the same thing. I was like, wait, these reviewers have parents, right? I mean, they were kids, like at one time.
If I remember correctly, The Last of Us 1 touched on a very, very sensitive subject when it comes to parents because Joel's daughter gets shot.
Yeah,
that shit had me in tears.
So it did, man. It did to me, but at the same time, it's a video game. It's still a video game.
Yeah.
It's not gonna teach a person how to parent a kid. It's not gonna teach them life lessons. It is a video game, and therefore it stays as a video game. It doesn't impact anything.
Yeah.
Now, if you have if you have that much of a delusional demeanor in your life, then you gotta check yourself and evaluate yourself, promptly, because that makes no sense whatsoever.
Is my mic working at all?
Yeah, I hear you now.
Hey, you sound normal.
Am I low or high? Because
you have an interface. You're cheating.
It's missing. Anyway,
I
had to move all my equipment, so it's all tore up. Anyway, yeah, that was a weird post. Like, dude, I'm not calling anybody out or attacking the guy or anything, but I just thought to myself, because I was the first one to bring that up. I was like, man, you got parents, like, these reviewers have parents. They have that whole father son relationship with their dads and everything. And you take a lot of what your dad taught you when you're a kid and you instill that in your own children. You just do. It happens. So for him to say something like that, it just confused me. And that's the thing I think that most of these guys got to understand is, like, look, if you prefer a platform, cool. But at the end of the day, use some logic when you're coming to Twitter to try to bash something. Like, use some common sense. Don't come out there and say something dumb or anything, because people are going to call you out on it, and it's there for life. You can erase it if you want, but somebody's already screenshotted that.
Yo,
it's always Sony games though.
Can we take this to its like logical conclusion? Because he's basically trying to say that if you don't have a kid, you can't properly like get excited for this game or play it, right? Okay. Yeah. How many of these reviewers are actually like half Greek gods themselves, right? How many of these reviewers actually went to Norse mythology lands and fought Thor or whatever, right? I'm like, let's take it to its logical, insane conclusion. So if you can't review this game because you don't have a kid, that also means you can't review this game if you're not a fucking Spartan.
Get him, Tony.
It's so stupid, man. Can we also be real here? You know why he's saying this shit. He's saying this shit because he wants to, bash his game because it's not on Xbox. If this shit was on Xbox, he wouldn't be saying any of this nonsense.
That's pretty much the whole logic behind what he's trying to do, playing with the mind games. And I'm sorry, man. I could see bullshit a mile away, and I already know the objective to this whole situation with these guys. They love to play the victim. They love to play, the asinine, foolish fool that says things just to trigger people. But in reality, the cause and effect of it is the repercussions behind it. And this is the thing that they don't understand. When we say common sense, it's not to belittle the person. It's just say, yo, look, listen, you're saying some stuff that's not really, good for the situation. So like, step away from it. And if not, don't comment.
I don't know.
Yeah,
but
just like common sense should automatically sink it. Oh, go ahead, Fonz, my bad.
I was gonna say, as a father, I try to instill common sense in my kids, and the guy is a dad himself, and I'm just thinking to myself, you're putting this out there like this, what kind of common sense do you have? What are you teaching your kids? If you're gonna attack other people for liking a game, and reviewing a game and giving it a 10 and having an opinion, it's just. People just need to understand, it's opinions at the end of the day. It's video games. It's an opinion on a video game. And
facts.
People are crying about this stuff. Right. And I had people come and look, I ignore a lot of the ignorant tweets and stuff, but I have people tagging me or coming to me and saying, this game should really be on PC. This is not fair. And I'm like, dude, buy a PlayStation. Stop.
Like,
I don't want to
let me hit this from another angle. Right?
Why are you coming to me and telling me something like that? I don't look.
Yeah, I don't get it either, Fonz.
I don't really care what platform you prefer. It's all good what you like, but don't come to me and ask me why isn't a game on some. Fuck, ask Sony. I don't know. Like, that's not my problem.
Look, here's another angle to look at it, right? Even if, say, the reviewer wasn't a parent at all, right? Wouldn't this game kind of show you what it's like to kind of be a parent at the same time? And give you, you put your foot, your foot in someone else's shoes for a second, right? So it give you another aspect of life. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Fuck, who cares? Fuck.
That's a good point.
Nah, what's the funny part though? I got 3 kids, man. I got 2 girls and a boy, and I could pretty much tell you this like from my experiences as a parent. Yes, I'm a gamer. I play violent games. I try my best not to expose my children to violent games too much, you know, because it's something that's, you know, beneficial for their mind. You know, you don't want them to be growing up to be violently triggered by certain images. So I try to do my best in doing that. And, you know, and as a parent, that's your total responsibility. You guide your child the way you need to as you see fit. You do not have to emulate anything other than just common sense, and tell them, listen, this is not a game for you. I don't want you watching me playing this game. You know, go in the room or do something, or you know what? I'll turn off the game. Let's sit down. Let's talk, or do something constructively to distract them away from that scenario. That's the way I feel about it.
And you know, another sad thing too, a good chunk of these parents are to blame, you know, for why these kids act the way they do. You notice how when you buy a game at GameStop, they'll tell you, you know, like one of them will tell you what the game contains, like blood or whatever, shit like that.
Mm-hmm. And they still buy it.
They're like, oh, Lord Jimmy got, you know, A's and B's, so he deserves it. You know what I'm saying? That's basically what they do. They buy Call of Duty and all this shit. They don't know what fucking age it's really meant to be played, you know, towards whatnot. They just buy it for their kids. So,
hey fellas, I got another little tidbit right here, man. I just saw something real quick, and I think it's from Pixel Par. Capcom has applied for the trademark on Onimusha.
Okay. All right.
That sounds
Okay.
pretty awesome.
Okay.
alrighty. And the last topic I got for you guys today, before we end the show, what more can we expect for Sony, Microsoft, and Nintendo at E3 this year?
More games. I'm out.
I'm just playing.
I think it's time for. Go ahead.
No, go ahead, Fonz.
I think it's time. Look, we've seen basically Sony's hand with what games they've had coming for years now. Now all those games are coming out, and we know what's coming next year. We know we've got like The Last of Us 2, so we're going to see some more of that. I believe we're going to see something really juicy there for that game and get people hyped. We got Ghost of Tsushima. We've got other games in the pipeline that we already know about, but for Microsoft, I think it's their time to surprise people. Okay, I really do think that. I think that, you know, they can only go up from here. And if they don't show a AAA game, something, you know, a new IP here that's AAA, they've completely lost E3 if they don't. And I think, I really do think that they're going to show something. They're going to surprise us.
What if it's one of the big threes? What do you think about that?
I'm not going to get excited for a Halo 6 personally. That's just me. After Halo 5, actually, to be honest, after Halo 3, when Bungie left them, I wasn't a huge fan of the Halo series anymore, but especially Halo 5. Halo 5 campaign was so bad. I'm not that hyped for Halo 6. Now, if they showed Halo 6 and it looked good, and it looks like it'll have a better story, and you're actually playing as the main protagonist we want to play as, Master Chief, then maybe I'll be a little excited for it, but I'm not hyped on it. Okay, they got to show me something new. They got to show me something, or even if it's something old that they're bringing back that we haven't seen for many years, and it's something, you know, fresh about it. That's great. That's fantastic. But show us something. I don't want to see 42 indie games again. I don't want to see that shit. Last year, for me, both E3 shows weren't that great because we saw everything at the PSX show for PlayStation, and then we saw 42 indies. Like, you know, man, I want some surprises. That's what I look to E3 for, is these surprises. And lately, last year I didn't get those, and this year I think Microsoft. I have a good feeling. I think Microsoft will surprise us with something. But let's be honest, they're getting ready for the next generation. Sony's already getting ready for the next generation. It's happening within the next couple years, guys. That's already in motion. I think that this whole $1 billion spent into first party is going towards next gen at this point. I really do for
It
Xbox.
is reasonable. If you see a bunch of CGI trailers at this event, then yeah, they're all Xbox, the new Xbox games. So yeah,
Yeah, and they'll be playable like on the Xbox One or whatever, you know, a dumbed down version. But you know, even Sony games, it's going to be the same thing. It's setting up for PS5, PlayStation. Come on, The Last of Us 2 is going to be on the PlayStation 5 as well. I mean, you're going to be able to play it on both PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 5. It's going to happen.
Right, definitely. Now, what if they start the event off the same way they did last year? We're going to show 40 exclusives, blah blah blah. What if they start off the same way?
If it's indies, no good, bad, terrible.
Because I'm telling you right now, I'm going to be on like my guard. As soon as I hear that, I'm really going to be like, you know what I'm saying, looking close. Very close.
I love some indies too, man. Don't get me wrong. Last year, one of my favorite games of the year, or two of them, was indies.
Yeah,
and I liked them a lot. You know,
yeah, but fine. Indies add a lot to the game. Like for example, Dust and the Legion Tale was really good. Guacamelee is pretty good.
Like
Cuphead. A whole console, especially a console as powerful as the X on indies, you can't do it. Or even on multiplats. It's great to have the multiplats. I'm happy with the X and their multiplats, and that's why I bought it. I knew going in, hey, this is what they have to offer me, is the best place to play a multiplat game on a console. Fine, I was all in with that, and I knew that. But you know, now give me something, you know, AAA exclusive that at least makes good of the console, and we can see that power being used in a good exclusive. That's what I want. Just one before this console dies. Give me one. That's all I'm hoping for.
Alrighty. Okay. Well said. Very well said. Carlos, what you think?
How can I put this? I just want something, man. That's all I can say. Like, I really want to see a new IP, a new developer, something that's gonna, you know, warrant my purchase for the console. And if it doesn't really show it, I will continue to use my Game Pass on my PC and play the games via PC. Plain and simple.
Okay. All day.
More games. I'm out. I mean, I don't know, man. There's a lot of third-party stuff I think that's going to be still in the show this year at E3. So I'm excited for everything, man. I want to be optimistic and hope everybody has something to bring to the table that I'm looking forward to or might be interested in. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna. Last year I went kind of with my hopes high and kind of got disappointed. So this time I'm gonna keep it moderate. I want to. I heard something about BioShock, so I'm kind of happy about that, man.
Oh yeah, definitely. We didn't double shooter.
Okay, so I think it's this E3. It's mostly I'm sorry. It's mostly Microsoft's to win because Sony, we already know their hand. We know what's coming out. Like for Sony, the only thing I can really think of that would be awesome to see is whatever Blue Point's working on. I'll love to see whatever they're doing because it's most likely going to be a PlayStation game because that's all they've been doing. And I want like one other big announcement for Sony and for Microsoft. Just come with, really step up the competition. Just bring out whatever they can. Also, Borderlands 3, that's heavily rumored, and I love me Borderlands. So yeah.
Okay,
that's all I really got to say about it.
All right.
And for Nintendo, they're in the same boat as Sony. They already showed a lot of their hand, so anything to add on to what they already have, coming out.
Metroid.
That'd be Metroid. Yeah.
I don't even think it's going Metroid, obviously, but you already know as soon as they show it, it's a wrap.
Oh yeah, someone in the comments, Twisted, he said Shenmue announcement. I do think that's coming.
Okay.
So.
Shenmue HD was announced. It was announced.
Okay. Go ahead, Craig. What you expect for E3 this year?
Well, I think for Sony, they're going to surprise us. I think a lot of people they show their hand. I think that was the right to the stomach. I think they're going to go for the killer blow. Microsoft, I would love to see because I know they have a tie-in with Anthem, maybe an Anthem launch window. Hopefully Michael Ironside comes out there and announces a full Splinter Cell game.
Yes.
And just Forza 4 release window or even a release date. Just stuff like that. They're a AAA. That's what they're going for. I think they will hit us up with 1 or 2 exclusives though. Nintendo, some more third-party support. I think a lot of third-party support will get announced for Nintendo as well. So, and God, hopefully another Donkey Kong
on the Switch. You gonna grab a Switch?
If what now?
If they put Andromeda on the Switch, you gonna grab it?
Nah, but if Microsoft walks out on that stage and they with EA, because they're real buddy with EA, and they say, okay, we're gonna remaster all 3 of the Mass Effect 1, 2, and 3. Yeah, I'm good. I don't care after that. They can show whatever. They can show a horse race.
EA doesn't really do remasters, so I don't know.
I know, but I mean, again, I hope, I hope
we'll pray together. Don't worry, we'll pray together.
Yeah, we're both down there praying.
Oh God!
But ultimately, nobody can win or lose E3 because it's more about investment and here's what we're doing long term. So, to me, the gamers win E3.
Oh, Craig, stop that BS, bro. There's always a winner and a loser. Never
change. Stop that kumbaya shit.
Yeah. Well, it is what it is. I mean, there is no competition, so I just hope we get some, like all they said, better game.
Yeah, even with these rumor deals that they got, for these proposal games for Microsoft.
Somebody just said something in the chat. Shenmue HD and Shenmue 3 confirmed exclusive to Sony. Just saw it on Spawnwave.
What?
Yeah, well,
if that's true, then wow.
Well, it better not be dog shit though, because
They gotta bring it to
some of that stuff we've seen from Shenmue 3 is not looking that hot, dude.
Yeah,
and I like Shenmue.
Okay,
I like shampoo. I've never heard of that.
I like Shenmue.
I don't have time for punk kids. Get out of here.
we gotta see what happens, man. If this is what's going on, then that's another exclusive that Microsoft could have snagged just for a time being. If that's the case.
Yeah, let's confirm it. That's all I can say.
Yeah, I need confirmation before we make the big statements.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
We
don't have. I don't have an inside source at AMD.
Yeah, definitely. Go ahead, J-Wag. What you expect from E3?
All right, so real quick, like I said, we know what Sony's gonna show as far as The Last of Us 2, maybe Spider-Man, some other things, and they might announce 1 or 2 new exclusives and just go all in. Sony could honestly not even show too much and they'd be fine. Same thing with Nintendo. I think what Craig said. They've shown us the roadmap, and they might have a couple games here and there, but we know Nintendo's going to kill it with Metroid, Bayonetta 3, probably Pokemon footage, Smash Bros, all these games, right? Same with Sony. All eyes are on Xbox, and there's going to be a winner or loser, Craig. That's going to happen. If Xbox doesn't show anything, I don't know what to say.
It's just will they show?
Where you can get
they will.
Games and pre-orders.
I see what you're saying.
No,
I mean, to me,
I'm not so confident they have to show something, but if they don't, I'm done.
Well, Forza 4, a possible sizzle reel.
I don't want to see Forza. I don't want to. I know they're gonna. I'm expecting these things. Gears, Forza, Halo. They need something new. It doesn't have to be new. Kind of like what Jay Fawn said. Even if it's an old IP we haven't seen in years, that's fine too. They want to bring something new to make it fresh, but they have to show something big, AAA, to get their fans excited. I don't even care if it's 2 years down the road or whatever. But they have to at least announce something. I don't want to see. I imagine they're going to show Crackdown 3. Who knows? You would think they would.
Oh man, I heard some rumors today. Crackdown 3's got more problems.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah, I heard about that too.
Yeah,
But
I'm worried about that game.
To finish my analysis, though, like I said, Sony.
I said this early last year before people were talking about it. I was out there saying there's problems with Crackdown before it was a big thing. I was telling people there's problems.
They're trying to get Randall Thor on here. He said
I think
earlier.
I think it's the power of the cloud, guys. I think it's not working out for the destructibility. That is and they don't want to put that out there. They don't want to put a dog shit product out there, so they're holding on to it. And like I said last year, this may not ever come out. It may be canceled.
Good.
Dude, I agree.
That's more gasoline, little flame.
Just to end it though, right? Sony and Nintendo, they'll be fine regardless. All eyes are on Xbox, and they got to show us something. Yeah. All right. Show us something.
Marketing deals ain't gonna cut it, but I think they're trying to sweeten up marketing deals for the Game Pass. So we'll see.
All righty.
That's not enough.
Last but not least, Tony, what do you expect for E3 this year, my brother?
You know.
I need to make the disclaimer because I'm that dude that doesn't like talking about E3 until June. So I'm like, yo, it's a little too early for this shit. Isn't it? But since
the way, Tony.
Yeah, but you know, at being a nice guest and all, I will give you some bullshit predictions. Sony is going to announce that they're buying Microsoft, right? Just dominate everything. And then Disney's going to show up and buy the entire game industry. No, but seriously though, like what I want to see is like you guys said, games, man. Because let's just be real. Even though Sony has been bringing the heat, the last like 2 events they had, because I kind of just put them all together now, like E3 and PSX and all that. They've been showing the same shit. Like, we need to see some new stuff now, you know?
Yeah, so, like they'll show off one thing, and then they'll tease it again the next time, and then show something else.
Yeah, we need to stop with that. We need to stop with that. So, what I want, this would be crazy. Imagine.
But this is why you don't have no competition. When you don't have no competition, they get arrogant like that.
Right. Yeah, right. It reminds me of the PS2 era. Even though the PS2 era was significant, they had a lot of bullshit shovelware because they could get away with it. You know, we don't want that. We want Microsoft to be healthy. We want Nintendo to be healthy, right? So I'm hoping that all 3 of them, I'm going to be real right now, especially like Nintendo, they need to show something, man, because like last year they had so many hits and shit. I don't see anything on the horizon for this specific year. Maybe Smash Brothers, but we don't even know about that. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, we know
if it's
talking this year, right?
They need to drop that. They need to drop that Smash Brothers this year. You know. And by the way, and I'm saying this as a guy who doesn't even care about Smash Brothers, but I know that game is going to sell like crazy, you know, like because I think the Switch is actually, you know, even though I'm not a big fan, I have a Switch even though I haven't played it for months, but the idea behind it is cool. It's a console you take wherever you want, right? So I want that idea to keep thriving. But if Nintendo isn't bringing those games, they haven't released anything significant this year. Correct me if I'm wrong. So we need to do something. And then as far as Microsoft, man, I don't know what the hell they're going to do. I really don't. It's like, are you going to just announce more games as a service type of titles? Or are you going to just expand on the fucking Xbox Pass? Like, I don't really see where Microsoft is going, man. I really don't, you know? And
I don't even know where they're going.
I don't think they do, man. I mean, let's just be sure. They probably do have a plan, but they're not really giving us an idea that they have a plan. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, yeah, I don't know, man. But and then for the third parties, you know, EA Plays come in around. They're going to show Anthem, so hopefully we'll get to see footage of that, or actually get to play it, which would be nice. Ubisoft's going to do the usual thing. Bethesda announced its Elder Scrolls 6. Motherfuckers are going to be like pissing themselves.
They start throwing up.
I imagine
the cosplay.
Red Dead 2 as well probably show some stuff.
Yo, you guys seen the video when they announced Smash Brothers? This dude was fainting and shit. It's gonna be like that when they announce Elder Scrolls 6. Motherfuckers are passing out.
That's gonna sell 10 million copies, man.
I want to bring something up, and I want to find out what you guys think about this. What if?
By the way, sorry, Shenmue HD official. It's been announced.
Yes.
That's right.
There you go.
My bad. Go ahead.
All right. So, what do you guys think if PlayStation walks out there and says, "Look, guys, next year, day and date, November 2019, we're dropping The Last of Us 2 with the PS5." But the next couple of years, they're going to be supporting the PS4 still, and it'll be backwards compatible. What do you think that does?
Oh, yeah, backwards.
I wouldn't mind that, honestly.
I'm going to go ahead and touch on this because we kind of already know it's going to be backwards compatible because they're going back with the x86 architecture.
Exactly.
Yeah. x86 is PC architecture. Now, the reason why PS3 games do not work day one or anything like that on the PS4
That's
is
cell
because you sell.
processing.
Yeah, I think a lot of us know that, or most of us should know that. But at the end of the day, because I think that if they don't drop this at E3, I think at PSX, they may announce that it's coming out next year, November 2019, the
I have a
PlayStation
prediction.
5.
I have a prediction. Okay, because remember when the PS4 was announced, how it was announced in February of the year it came out, 2013. They had the big announcement, right? Then they dropped the console that year. I think what's going to happen next year, because I've been saying this for a while. I've done videos on this and everything. I think PS5 is going to come out next year, 2019, because it's 3 years after the last system, 3 years after the last system. So February, expect them to. This is just me guessing, by the way, just educated guess. February, you're going to have the PlayStation 5 reveal event, right? E3 is going to have some PlayStation stuff, obviously, and then that November, bam, PS5. But
so you're with me, November 2019, Tony.
Oh yeah, and I'm also with you, Fonzie.
Yes, Tony's with me. You guys, you're not the only one.
Yeah, but but I've been saying this shit for fucking years, son.
Yeah,
like,
videos. And why is that? And why is that? Because it's the 25th anniversary of PlayStation.
Exactly.
Yeah,
that raises the question because people
that way.
Yeah, no, but the thing is, the one led me to it because okay, remember, what is the PS4 Pro? It's a mid-gen system, right? So
mid-gen refresh.
That shit came out 3 years after the original console. Then says to say that the next generation console has to come out 3 years after the iterative one, right?
Right.
And that's where I'm coming at it from. But yeah, but also Fonzie, what you said too. Yes, the PS4, even though it's going to be, they're going to be backwards compatible, that PS4 will still be supported, and that will still be the main selling system for at least the first 2 years or so. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, and Sony does good by their fans with this. It took them to 2012 to discontinue the PS2.
Yeah. Oh, I'm gonna fuck y'all up right now, son.
What up?
Death Stranding will be on PS4 and PS5, and it'll be a launch title.
Facts.
Yeah,
I agree. Definitely agree. Even though Kojima did say it will launch in the PS4, earlier or whatnot,
it's gonna be across.
It's gonna be coming on PS4, but also on.
Now, does that raise the question though? Because like people were talking about, if Sony does release his console in 2019, and people were talking about, well, Xbox has to release their next console in 2019 as well, I will be pissed.
Yeah, that's the thing, and that's the difference that people don't understand. Sony can do this because they're at a point where they, what I'm saying. They already told you that the PS4 Pro was not like a true upgrade or anything like that. They just said it was a system that could take advantage of your 4K television. That's all it was.
Yeah,
I think not only that, but it's 3 years later.
I know. No, Microsoft legit put in legit resources and R&D and all that into this Xbox One X. They told you that it was
that may be, but it's still at the end of the day, as powerful as it is, it's still a mid-gen refresh. It's still one of those mid-gen things.
I agree, but it came out at the end of 2017.
Here's the thing: I think Microsoft, regardless, I think Microsoft is going to drop the console in 2020. The reason being because they're already working on it. They're already working on it.
Yeah, it's a year later.
That's too goddamn soon, bro.
And here's the thing: all their games that they're working on right now, for these both companies, they're going to be on their next gen consoles. It's gonna happen.
I disagree with you. I think they'll release 2019 like as close as Sony as possible. Like this gen already showed like what will happen if Sony gets ahead. Imagine if they get ahead by a year. Like it's game over.
Yeah, there was only about a week.
If they drop that console 2019, that's not even 2 years later.
Yeah,
from that'd be not even 2 years.
Yeah, but it goes back again. Like the PS4 Pro is actually the working bench for them to test out what processing power do they need. Because remember, these guys have ran that GPU. I mean, the CPU, the Jaguar CPU, so much that it makes sense to do a mid refresh for the PS4 and then actually look into a better processor. And there's a very fast open market for good CPUs, especially from AMD. So I think this is the PS4 Pro is actually the benchmark for them to just start making things, more better for the future.
I agree with you guys, but like I said, that's gonna be, if they do release it next year, that's gonna be a 3 year gap. Xbox just released his console 6 months ago.
Yeah,
so they released his console alongside you're gonna have. I'm telling you, you're gonna have hardcore fans that are gonna be.
J-Wax, let me ask you a question though, bro. Like you've got a lot of common sense. I've heard you talk before, but I gotta ask you one thing. Do you think Xbox gives a fuck?
No,
they don't.
They don't.
They don't.
They're going to put out a console when they're going to put out a console. And I believe it's going to be 2020, bro. Like, it's going to be a year. It's going to be right after PlayStation 5, bro. They're going to put it out
a year after.
Yeah.
That's fine. No, you're like I'd rather not see that, but year after. But I'm talking about the same because by that point it will be 3 years.
Yeah. But if it comes out in 2019, it'll be out in 2020. And
well, I think it depends really on the software as well, though, Fonz. You know what I'm saying? 6 months it's been out, and if they haven't dropped a single must-have, you know what I'm saying? When they drop the new one, I'm pretty sure people are gonna be pissed.
I like how Jay nicely roasted me right there.
I'm not roasting.
I talked before, but
dude, I've got no beefs out there, man. I went back and forth a little bit with Crap Gamer today, and I ain't got a beef with him. But, it's just it is what it is. That guy doesn't think the next gen consoles are coming out for another 3 years. All right. I agree. I agree with you. To be fair,
sooner than not. That packaging for the Xbox One X is megaton news. So
it makes sense with all the analogies that I'm hearing from you guys. It kind of makes sense in the perspective of time frame. My thing is like how are they going to market it and how are they going to present it? That's where my whole thing is at.
Yes, I agree with Fonz about the time frame, but I don't see Microsoft waiting a year to announce to release their console after Sony.
I mean, I agree. After this whole scenario with the X, they might as well just take 1 year to just develop the games for the One X, and then by 2020, just by the end of 2019, relatively like around December, like how they did with the One X, just make an announcement. All right, have a new
what, J-Wags? You could be right, J-Wags, but what I'm saying is it'll be the year 2020. So it could be 6 months later, it could be 3 months later.
But you think it's gonna be after the PS5 drops?
But it'll be after the PS5 for sure. But the thing is all Microsoft has done really right now is put themselves in a position of power. Okay, they can always one up Sony on power with the next gen console as well, but at the end of the day, look, and I've said it on Twitter, power does matter. It matters a lot, but gaming is king. Gaming is ultimately king. And if Sony comes out and they launch a PS5 with games like Death Stranding or The Last of Us 2, man, what a way to start. What a way to start. And what is Microsoft going to answer back 3 months later with a Xbox 2?
Well, that's the question.
6, Halo 7? I mean, come on. They need something big.
Yeah, I agree.
It's just the same way as cars, man. You might have all the horsepower in the world, but if you can't get that car to push forward, what's the purpose of having all that power?
Yeah, that's my analogy. It's like you have this ill-ass Ferrari, you don't even drive this shit. Don't got no gas in it, But by the way, just quickly, Shenmue 1 and 2 is confirmed for PS4, Xbox, and PC. And if you go to Steam right now, it's actually already listed.
Okay, so it's multiplayer.
PC time.
So there you go.
Okay, it's a multiplayer.
All righty. Well,
all right,
ladies and gentlemen, I hope you guys enjoyed the show. RGT episode 8, man. What a great show. Definitely a great show. Had a blast talking with everybody here. Big thank you to Tony Polanco, Jay Fonz, all day, everybody. Definitely a good show, man. Let's go ahead and get to these outros.
Yeah, thanks for having me on, brother. Mad appreciated, man. This was fucking ill.
Oh, hell yeah. Absolutely. Anytime you want on, man, hit me up on Twitter. Absolutely.
All right, I'll let you know for sure, man.
Yeah, definitely. Go ahead. All day outro. You know, out here.
What up? What up? Thanks for everybody for coming out to the show. It was good. Enjoyed the panel. Enjoyed the topics, man. See you next time, bro.
Absolutely. Carlos?
Hey, man, as usual. Your boy Type R87, a.k.a. Carlos Fernandez. And we in the RGT just having a good old grand time and talking about these games, man. You know how it is. Gamer by choice, not by trend.
All right. Go ahead, Craig.
Oh, yeah. What up, everybody? Craig Harris. Appreciated it. Great time. Great panel. Tony P, thanks for coming. Jay Fonz, always a pleasure. And the Oracle of PlayStation all day. Always a pleasure, my man.
Woo!
Oh, yeah. One of my returning true podcasts, brothers here. Go ahead, Double.
Yeah, this is Devils here. Thank you again, Ryan. And I know it's been a while since I've been on here, but still, thank you again for having me. I'd love to be on there for more Fridays. And yeah, that's all I gotta say, man. Thank you for having me. It's nice meeting Jay. I knew him since he was called Everything According to Me.
Oh shit, we got a fan.
Yeah, nice meeting him, and everyone else in here. Yeah.
Likewise, my brother.
All right. Go ahead, Fonz.
Yeah, you can find me at jfonzarelli on both Twitter and YouTube. And man, everybody out there, just enjoy your games. Forget all the bullshit. Forget all the trolling that's going on. You know, some of it's funny and everything, but drop the personal attacks. There's no reason for it, people. Enjoy your games. Enjoy it all. It's fun, man. It's video games.
Speak on it, Fonz.
Exactly. Everybody hit that like button. Thank you guys again. Go ahead, JWax412. Go ahead.
Yeah, what's going on, everybody? It's JWax412. Shout out to Ryan. Thanks for the invite, man. I'm glad I can make it on. You know, hectic for me, so I'm glad I can make it on. Shout out to everybody on the channel. I watch all these guys all day. Carlos, Craig Harris, good meeting Devil Shooter and Tony. It was nice talking to y'all. Jay Fonz, watch your channel too. Well, when you talk, but yeah, shout out to everybody in the chat, and thanks for everybody for watching. I'll talk to y'all next time.
Absolutely, and of course, representing the Throwdown Show, Tony Polanco. Go ahead, brother.
All right, man. So yeah, I want to thank all you guys. Got to meet a couple of you for the first time. Very honored by that. And for you guys who want to check me out, make sure to go over to YouTube and check out Throwdown Show and follow me on Twitter at Romudeth, ROMUDETH, and links to all my stuff is in the description. So please check me out and we'll talk, man. Gaming, man, that's what it's all about.
Yeah, and guys, go check out the Throwdown Show, man. One of the best gaming podcasts on YouTube that actually just sit there and talk about all the games, all the platforms. Good bunch of folks there, man.
Exactly. And have a good amount of laughs at the time. So definitely a good show. But that was it. Thank you guys again for watching. Episode 8 definitely was amazing. So definitely a great reaction. I'm glad everybody enjoyed the show. We will see you guys next week, hopefully. This Sunday, I will be off. I got to work tomorrow, but I'll be off Sunday, so I'll probably do something, upload something. But I will be on Weapon War Podcast that next Sunday. So I'll see you guys there.
Bring Kevlar, bro.
Oh, God, here we go. But anyway, thank you guys again, and you guys have a good one. We out of here. Deuces.